So in my previous video, I outlined how the House Financial Services Committee hearing went with the SEC's Division of Enforcement and what Representative Brad Sherman had to say about XRP, the Ripple case, and a bunch of other nonsense. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what Ripple's General Counsel Stuart Alderati had to say to Brad Sherman, and he asks for a fact check. So I'm going to tell you what he said in a few tweets that should have everybody who has this guy as a congressman more than a little concerned. Also, Ripple has officially announced that yes, Jed McCaleb's digital wallet is officially completely empty of XRP. So not only did Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz and Ripple official tweet that out, we all must know it is now official. Also, GameStop announced some news regarding their NFT platform, how much sales they've done in their first week, and it's actually kind of funny. Wait till you hear this one. And of course, right now, Bitcoin is moving up. It was in sort of a breakout, or what some people are attempting to call a breakout, but it could be an actual fake out. I'm going to tell you some of the levels of what the most recent price analysis has in terms of is this a breakout or a fake out, because I'll tell you what some of the traders are doing with Bitcoin at this price of just over 23,000, in fact 23,700, and what they think the next week or two are actually going to bring. And so not only that, I'm going to talk about the price of XRP, and if Bitcoin continues this uptrend, some of XRP's price targets, as well as the price targets if Bitcoin pulls back into its channel that it's been in for the last, well, month. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we are covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the Late Night Grind community. Also, if you could do me a favor, hit that bell notification icon. That way YouTube will notify you when I release a new video. Also, go ahead, smash the thumbs up button, watch this video to the end, and check out my Patreon, link in the description below. All right, guys. Let's jump into it. So one of the first headlines I saw that caught my attention earlier was GameStop. Now they've recently launched an NFT platform, and you figured with all the new capital that was flowing in the last year or so since that massive short squeeze that went on, NFT marketplace is what they decided to do with it, or at least the first thing that they decided to do. So they gave out some of their sales numbers from their first week of activity, and it's kind of funny. They've actually done more sales on their NFT platform in the first week than the Coinbase NFT platform has done to date. In fact, not only did they beat Coinbase's total sales numbers, they doubled it in their first week. So obviously what GameStop is doing, it seems to be a little bit more effective. Obviously a lot of teens, 20-somethings, 30-somethings are typically the people who are going to be following GameStop and the people involved in that short squeeze, typically young adults. So that might make a little more sense. Now, Coinbase, yes, it is a big crypto exchange. However, it's kind of seen as the old clunky dinosaur. And people just getting into cryptocurrencies, those are the ones that, you know, they set up a Coinbase account, they went in to buy Bitcoin. Not necessarily big on the NFTs, but nonetheless, I thought that was an interesting stat. All right, so let's talk about the price of Bitcoin right now, because it just touched about 23,700, and from what I can see in the chart behind me, it looks like it's starting its pullback. It looks like it's coming back for a retest of about 23,000. This is what we're going to see. Is this an actual retest? Is it going to turn that 23,000 number into support and bounce off of it and continue its uptrend, or is it going to blast right through it and go back down into the channel that it's been in basically for the past month or so, in which it's been trading anywhere from 19,000 up to about 22,000 and kind of going back and forth. A lot of people are calling this a breakout, which technically, yes, it broke out of a resistance level that it was up against, but not by that much and only by a couple hours at this point. So we're going to have to see. Like I said in my previous video, it looks like there's a lot of technical indicators indicate that it wants to pull back at least a little bit, at least for the next day or so. So some of the analysis that I've been watching, the price analysis, specifically from crypto traders who I pay special attention to, especially for short-term movements within a day or two or three movements. There's been a couple that say 24,000 was actually their mark, that if Bitcoin ran up to that level, they were going to be locking in some of their gains, closing out some of their long positions, because that level is what they expected Bitcoin to potentially hit before a pullback. Well, it hit 23,700 and now is starting to pull back. And as of the time of this recording, it's 23,300. So we're going to see, like I said, if this is going to continue its downtrend or if it's going to bounce off of that retest at 23,000, something to keep an eye on. So the price of XRP, I want to pay special attention to that because a lot of altcoins, of course, move with Bitcoin. XRP is no different. Some of the price targets for XRP, percentage-wise, are going to be different than some of these other altcoins. If Bitcoin bounces and continues this uptrend and goes up to 24, 25, 26,000. We're going to be looking at price targets of 47 cents to 52 cents for XRP, probably in short order. There's not a lot of resistance points holding XRP back. However, if Bitcoin does pull back into its channel, you're going to see XRP do the same thing, probably range trade between 30 and 35 cents. Well, as long as Bitcoin stays down there, which could be a couple of days, it could be several more weeks, or even a month or two. We never know. All right, so now let's get into what Ripple's attorneys just told Brad Sherman. Now, Brad Sherman, if you don't know who he is or what his comments are, you got to watch my previous video. He has a horrible, horrible take in which he calls XRP a security. The SEC has decided it's a security. Everybody knows it's a security. It was just a really horrible take. But when you look into Brad Sherman and who he is, it's obvious that most of his backers are from the banking sector. In fact, somebody on Twitter pulled up some of the largest donations to him actually were from banks. In fact, I believe 8 of the top 10 biggest donors to his campaigns were banks, including like Goldman Sachs. So it's really not shocking that he's seen as being very anti-crypto. He's been anti-crypto even back since 2017, 2018, when I first started seeing articles with his name on it start to surface. But nonetheless, that's who he is, and that's what he was saying. And that's what he was saying in the hearing earlier this morning. So Stuart Alderati, who is Ripple's general counsel, he had some words for Brad Sherman on Twitter. He asked for a fact check and said, in fact, he said, "Can I get a fact check on aisle 2, please? Representative Sherman, the U.S. has not, in fact, no country, has determined XRP to be a security. When elected officials don't understand that the mere filing of a case by the SEC doesn't determine anything, it's more than concerning." And he's absolutely right. He said, and he goes on, "Only the court can make a determination. It's called due process. This is a pernicious effect that the SEC's regulation by enforcement approach of harming people, markets, and American innovation with unproven allegations masquerading as regulation." So some pretty strong words from Ripple's general counsel, but it's not shocking. As Ripple's general counsel, he should come out and say things like that. In fact, there's a lot of people in the crypto space that should be saying things like that. It recently came out in an interview with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse that Ripple to date has spent over, or by the time this case is over, Ripple will have spent over $100 million on legal fees. That's absolute insanity, but nonetheless, Ripple is essentially bankrolling the fight against unconstitutional regulations on the crypto space themselves. So I know there's a lot of people that are against Ripple, that they generally think XRP is a crap token. Well, guess what? Ripple is bankrolling along with a lot of XRP holders on Twitter that are waging war against the SEC for the rest of the crypto space. Because without it, you're going to see United States innovation in the tech financial sector hurt dramatically. You're going to see a lot of investors, retail investors, hurt dramatically because of this. So I applaud Stuart Alderati for coming out and saying this. There needs to be a lot more people in the crypto space, a lot more people with a lot more sway than any of us on YouTube, for that matter, need to come out in support of Ripple. All right, guys, that's all I got for today's video. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.